Hello and welcome to Hobby Vlog number 74. This week has been an odd week. It was very busy last weekend with Monochrome, which went so well. It was a really good time, and but it tired me out a lot. It was very late nights, and I felt like my feet didn't touch the ground the whole time. So thank you everyone that joined me and everyone else that went. But yes, it did mean that the beginning of this week was a little bit light in hobbying, particularly because I then had an absolutely blast of a live stream with Dwight from high noon on the Tuesday night, which then took that entire night out. And so yes, the middle of the week basically, or most of the week basically didn't happen. But yesterday and the day before, being Easter weekend, on Friday I had the day off and I got loads done, and that was brilliant because I got back to Rosie's model railway. But then I put my back out. So as you can see, I'm shifting a little bit, and that's because my back is very sore standing up. And so yeah, it's been an up and down week, let's put it that way. But I have got stuff done, and there is something for you to enjoy, and I'm smiling more than I was yesterday right now, even though it is raining really heavily, and yesterday was sunny. Yesterday was a bit of a tough evening, and I didn't know hobbying again. My back was hurting too much. So onwards and upwards, we just live our lives, and what happens happens. I hope that you enjoy the video. Please do pop a comment below if you do. I'd love to hear from you. I always do reply to every comment. Yeah, appreciate you watching the video and giving it a like and a follow. I passed 1,400 subs this week, which blows my mind completely. So thank you each and every one of you. I'll stop rambling now. We'll get to the week, and I'll see you again at the end. Here we have the large collection of 20mm miniatures that I painted up during my 20 minutes painting earlier in the month, and I want to base them up. They're currently still stuck to their tongue depressors, and they're still on their pudding bases. So what I thought I'd do is show you how I'm going to go about doing this and show you the thought process. So first of all, I have based a couple of miniatures, a couple of them onto standard slotter bases. So here you can see is the deceased dude, and here the medic is actually glued to the bench. I'll remove that later. But the reason I did that is they're special miniatures, and I generally base my larger my like commanders or whatever on larger miniatures. So the troops are on the small and the commanders are on larger. So I do have the option of using slotter miniatures, and when I've done that with slotter bases, what I'll do there is I'll base them up with some basing material and it'll look fine. However, for the troops, the problem you've got here is that they are on these pudding bases. So let me just focus in a little bit and we can see what I'm talking about. So if you have a look at this dude here, you can see that he's got this big metal base, which is actually slightly scenic. So if he would stand up, you might think, well, you know, I can leave him like that, but he is very unstable and is likely to fall over during the game, and that's not really what you want. So one option you've got is to take a slotter base and glue them to that, which obviously you can do if you want to, but I don't want my miniatures in this scale to be on 25mm bases, and I don't have enough of these little 15mm bases to actually be able to base all of my miniatures on them. So yeah, so I don't have the option of doing what I've done for this dead body. The second option, and this is what I generally do, is I buy these washers. So what you've got there to the right of the miniature is one that I've actually done earlier. I can't remember if I've done a video or not. If I haven't, then I will put one out, because this is a really nice way of basing 15mm miniatures or 20mm miniatures. So this is a washer which has some masking tape on the bottom, and then I've put glue and stuck sand to the top and then painted it black, and it is as simple as that. And that gives a really nice textured, hard-wearing base which you can then stick your miniature to. So you can then potentially directly stick your miniature on its pudding base onto said base, onto these little washer things, but that's not going to work very well. You've just seen it just falls over, and it also means that you've still got that pudding, which you don't really want. You've got that big slab of metal underneath, and it doesn't look very nice. Of course, what you could do is you could glue this directly to the to the washer and then scenic around it and put some terrain basing material around it. But the reason I don't do that is just because of hard wearing. Being able to prime these with auto primer, which is designed to stick to metal and prevent and then varnish it or whatever without a miniature in the way is a lot easier than trying to protect the washer once you've got a miniature stuck on. So what I do is I clip the bottom off, as you can see with this one I did yesterday, and stick it on with his feet. Now, you do need to be quite careful. It is a delicate procedure, and I will show you how I do it, how I clip it off and how I glue it in place after this little intro. But yes, that's what I generally do. So I will be going through all of the miniatures that you see in front of you, all of them. And I will be clipping them all off their bases and gluing them down to these little, these small washers. Now, just to finish up this section, I did mention that I put my leaders on larger bases and I have larger washers for that. So my NCOs and what have you will be going on the larger washers. The other good thing with this is these are magnetic, so I'll be able to store them on a magnetic sheet. And the other final thing to say is I'm terrible at remembering what miniatures are. So in this corner here we've got 2-inch mortar people, and I've actually stuck a couple down already on there as well to these washers. So yeah, if they're not running up, if they're lying down, that it works very, very well. But I'm going to need to work out a way of identifying who's who, and that will also be part of this video. So I'm going to get myself set up, get my snips, do another miniature while you're watching, and then I will probably just do this as a task through my working day while I'm waiting for builds or whatever. Yeah, I'll show you what it looks like when it's done, and we'll come to actually identify miniatures on the display so that when you're trying to pick an army for Chain of Command, which is what this is for, you can go and say, I want 5 riflemen, right, I'll go over there. I want a 2-inch mortar, right, it's here. So anyway, there we are, basing miniatures. It is a simple process, but I always make things complicated, and this is how my mind works, and this is the process that I go through when I am basing up my miniatures. Alright, so let's put this little dude on this base. So I have these snips, they're Zerons, they're lovely, but you can use any snips you want, nice snips. But you do need to be careful because you don't want to damage your paint job. And what I normally do is I normally actually snip off around the feet, which will cause spoingage and things to fly, so be very, very careful. And if you're not sure, wear eye protection. So make sure you're not going to cut his feet off. There we are. I saw where that went, don't worry. And then yes, I basically snip off around the feet, like so. Didn't see where that went. And then once I've trimmed off enough, like this, what I come along the bottom, and this is the risky bit, and I try to separate the actual feet from the actual base. Now I do it this way rather than trying to do it all at once, because rushing is a recipe for disaster. There we are, so we've got his 1 foot off. And we can come along and do the other one. Patience is the key. Taking it off in small sections is better than trying to take it off all in one go. So we can separate that bit there. As always, this is harder to do when you're filming because I can't pull it right up close to my head. But we get in there. You can see little snips. Another way of doing this, if you've got a good grinder or a multi-tool, then that could also be a good way of doing it. So I've managed to trim his feet off. We've got his little base here, and there's actually a little dip in the middle, which is going to help me. It could be useful for you to have super glue activator in this situation if you're in a hurry. So dip a little bit of super glue in the middle, like so. And then this super glue has dried in the tip, so I'm that tight, I'm using it without the nib. And then you can, it took so long, the super glue soaked in, which is a problem. And then you can basically sit a minute. And in this case, I think I am going to get myself some super glue activator, because it's not going to be very easy to hold them in place for as long as I need. So we will spray a little super glue activator on. and then put them in place. And that's it. So that's based. What I will now do is I will be able to, when I've done everything, I'll come along and do this all at the same time, and I'll show you. I'll flock it and dry brush it and what have you, and just finish the base off. But I'm going to do that for all the rest of the miniatures, and when I've done that, I'll be back. So that was a bit of a mission. I mixed up a load of grout and realised I'd done the wrong colour. So I've put that in the fridge now, and hopefully it will still be good when I come to need it. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is I've mixed up the right colour, and I've come along with my pencil and just marked out roughly where I want to have the car park and the entrance kind of area to go. So coming up from the road there, I'll have a gate, and then we want to have up to here. Let's move these out of the way so I don't paint them accidentally. And because I've mixed up a bunch of the wrong colour, I mixed up this colour instead of this, what I'm going to do is very shortly I'm going to make up some more modelling compound and do the hill, or at least a bit of the hill and a little bit more of the scenery with the modelling compound, because then I can come along and paint it with the grout mix, so I don't like waste. That's one thing I really don't like. I'm a bit annoyed at myself, but that's that. So there we are, we've got ourselves a entrance into the farm, and we can now do a little bit more modelling compound, and I'll also be able to come along when this is dry and finish off the static grass all around this area, which is pretty cool. Very happy about that. So yeah, so I'm going to, not sure, I've mixed up a little bit too much of this, so I might see whether I can put that on somewhere else. Again, hate waste. And then I'm going to finish the evening by doing a little bit of modelling compound work, but I won't film that because, I'll just show you what it looks like when it's done, because I'll probably come to this tomorrow and do the static grass and show you the progress that I make there. So yeah, it's good to be back onto this. So here we have the grout mix I mixed up by mistake last night, and here we have the result of that mistake, which is a whole load more of the terrain that has modelling compound on it. So embrace your mistakes, roll with them. That's my lesson from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this one over now. It's dries very fast, so hopefully later today, it is in the morning now, I will be able to come along with the static grass and apply static grass up here, and then this will be able to start being dressed, which is very, very exciting. Now I'm still waiting for the windows and doors I ordered from Tyler, from Terrain Prox, whatever. So hopefully they will arrive in the next couple of days, and then I can actually finish the buildings. But I'll be able to start working from this side down. Up here is a field. I believe it will have some hay on it, and then below is the field with the sheep in it. They're going to be a little bit kind of compressed over what I would have liked. I think I've gone over that in other videos. Sometimes you do have to compress, even on a small project like this, you have to compress. And this is one area where it is going to be compressed, sadly. But hey, that's fine. She does recognise it. So yeah, there we are, that's done. Didn't take long. There's a few other places around the layout where I can make use of the spare mix. But yeah, that was a bit of a moment last night when I realised I'd mixed the wrong colour. I was having a wobble, as we all do sometimes at the time. Unfortunately, I shook myself, mixed the right colour, fridged this, and made a benefit out of the mistake. So there we are, all painted up. I will use the rest of it on the bits that need it, and I'll be back later on to do some static grassing. So finally, all the glitter is here. So now I'm going to start painting up this eye. You can see I've primed it already using the Vallejo grey primer. Just brushed that on. Did that quite a while ago actually, while I was waiting for the rest of the sequence to arrive. And what I've done is I have my phone and I've done a Google search, and I have some eyes from Smaug. And you can see that this is the way round it should be, looking at the pictures. Sorry, no, this is the way round it should be, I think. I always get this wrong. No, that is the way round it should be. It's not that. It's that. Yes, I've got it correct. So I do have the right side. This is the bottom. Looking at the shape of the eye, you can see here that the kind of, it's kind of like that more than anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this in deep reds and oranges, because that's going to be my one colour on this diorama. And then I'm going to build that into quite a large, it's going to be quite a large diorama actually. It might even end up being an entire board, I'm not sure, but it's going to be, certainly initially I won't be able to do the entire board because I don't think I've got enough sequins. So it'll be built into like a mound of sequins and poking out through it. That's the idea. So I'm going to make use of some of my reds, and I'm not going to film all of this. What I'll probably do is just paint away and tell you what I've done when I come back to it. But I've got things like burnt red and black red there. I've got a German orange, which would be quite good for some of the highlighting, I think. And I've also got flame orange, which is orange fire even from Game Colour, which is another really, really good bright orange colour. That's going to be a good one. Transparent red. You can see I've got quite a lot of different reds. One of the way I paint, I was talking about this with a friend. The way I paint is I have the colours in the bottles rather than mixing, because that way I always get the same colour. So yeah, so I'm going to just sit and work at this. I'll run the camera, as I say, but I'm not going to if it doesn't film well, then I'll just skip bits that don't film well, and hopefully you'll enjoy watching this, and then we can start building the actual diorama. So let's have a look at this. I've primed this with the grey primer that I use, which is the Vallejo airbrush primer, which I use and I actually brush on because I'm scared of my airbrush, honestly. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start painting it. So I've just been having a quick look on the internet at pictures for Alice and the Dragon, and it does look like the dragon should probably be quite dark, so like a black dragon. However, that's not what I'm going to do because I don't want to, so I'm not going to do it. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to do kind of a purpley dragon, because it's my dragon and I'm painting it how I want. So I have royal purple, which is a really cool colour, and I also have other kind of purpley type colours. So I have blue violet and violet red, which are also awesome. And the last purple I have is called purple. No, oh dear, didn't really turn that right. There we are, purple. So I have 4 different purples here, and what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the royal purple, and then I can go up and down from there. As you can see, violet red is a little stronger, purple is a little stronger, and the blue violet is a little lighter. So I have a little bit of a range there in these colours to work at this. I will then be looking at my colour wheel and probably will be highlighting or pulling out some of the kind of spikes and lumps and bumps on the back of the dragon. If we look at purple, I'll probably be looking at something kind of greenish, which is going to be quite nice. Or I could even, I believe, go over here a third across. So yeah, I'm going to play around with the colours on the colour wheel and see what happens. So I'll pop some music on, and hopefully this will work out nicely. I'm going to go for royal purple first of all, and I will introduce each colour as it comes up on the screen, so that you know what I'm using. So yeah, let's get painting Alice and the Dragon. to have some Kickstarters arrive, which is quite exciting. I've got this box like this because my address is on the other side. Yeah, while it isn't actually my address, it's still not something I want to share. So this is Big Trail Creatives, which is the Echoes of Camelot. Ooh. Get the address label out the way again. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a very brief unboxing now, which will be for the vlog, obviously, this is where you're watching it, and I'll do a proper unboxing at another time in a proper video. So let's just point the camera down a little bit more, so a bit better angle. There we are. So let's have a look and see what there is. Painting Secrets for Fantasy Figures by Ammo Mig. You have to get a proper good sniff of a new book. So this is going to be a fun one to read. There we are. And then we have the art of Echoes of Camelot, Arthurian Legends. Another big sniff. God, 2 big sniffs in there go. Light placement and colour choices. Painting Morgana Le Fay tutorial. There we are, that's going to be very useful. These are beautiful. So this is just a miniatures Kickstarter, it is not a game. Apologies for the noise there. It is not a game, it is just the miniatures. But when I say just the miniatures, yeah, that doesn't really do justice. That was a strange noise, wasn't it? So we have some stickers. They're pretty cool. We have some kind of a top, a lid. I see. I've actually pulled the lid off of a box. Right. So I'm gonna extract that from this outer box, and then I'll be back to have a look at each of these miniatures. Right then. So I've done that. So here is the lid. Got a sticker on it, but it's got some beautiful artwork on the sides. Absolutely lovely. There we are. So we have the stickers I've already looked at, and then inside we have 9 boxes. And I did go for the all-in. You're not surprised, are you? So we have Painting Secrets, Echoes of Camelot, we have Knight of the Round Table, and the full complete 35 miniature collection. So yeah, it wasn't crazily expensive. So let's have a look and see what's inside each of these. Oh, blooming hell, there's a layer below. Okay, so as I said, I'm not going to go into each of these in depth. We're just going to quickly flick at them, and I'll do a proper unboxing at another time when I've got a little bit more time than now, and when I can actually really focus. So I'm not totally sure what's in there, but what we have here is Sakai. So this has 75mm and 35mm as well, and all sorts of stuff. So we'll have a look at one of these miniatures in detail now, and like I say, I'll come back and do a proper unboxing another time. But look at the beautiful detail in that. I mean, that is just, the fur is stunning. That is a crisp mould. That must be the base. And here we have more fur. Absolutely beautifully done. So that will probably go on the back somehow. Here we've got a little bit of a, what's it there? Anyway, oh, maybe it goes on here actually. Yes, that's where that goes. I'm not going to put it all together, obviously. These will probably go into the Mountain of Opportunity to be painted when I have time and talent. But look at how detailed they are. Absolutely beautiful. Hopefully that's not broken. No, it doesn't look like it is. Yeah, a little bit of chainmail just poking through there. Really lovely sculpt. Very clean. And there's his helmet. Really long. Feather and his other foot. So that's what's inside Morgan Le Fay. So what I will do is I will pull out the rest of these from the box, and we'll have a look and see what we've got, and then I'll wrap that up. So the next level has more miniatures, all of them 75mm, and this is a display plaque. I'm not entirely sure what for. I'll find out as I unpack everything and when I do the full unboxing. But yeah, you can see that what we have here is Morgan Le Fay, Sir Lancelot de Lac, Mordred, King Arthur Pendragon, the Avalon set, not sure, Sir Percival. It's been a little while since this Kickstarter and I've forgotten what it is. But there is a lot of painting and a lot of enjoyment to be had there. And as I say, it seems to be really nicely packaged. I'm going to need to get into this properly with a proper unboxing, and I will bring you along for that when I get to it. And it will probably be a long video. As you can see, there is a lot of stuff here. But for now, I'm going to pack that away carefully. Also, I had a bit damaged there. It's a bit of a shame. But I'm going to pack that away carefully and hopefully get to the proper unboxing very soon, which will be on the channel. But yeah, if you didn't back this, then it looks to me like you missed out. This is that one look there, that one miniature looked really, really lovely. And I can't wait to get stuck into the rest of them. And here we have another unboxing. Now, I'm pretty sure that this is another Kickstarter. I'm pretty sure that this is High Frontier. But as you can see, I've not opened it yet, so let's get this done. Slightly damaged at one end, so I really hope I've not lost anything out of there in transit. Yes, High Frontier. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull everything out of this box and we'll have a quick look at what's in there, and I'll do another full unboxing and review on it in another video. But for now, let's have a look and see what goodness is inside. Right then, that huge box contained this, and it was so big, I think, because of the neoprene mat. So what we've got is we've got the core box here, High Frontier for All. Now, if you don't know, High Frontier for All is a very, very heavy game. It is on the same kind of like level as On Mars, or maybe even more complex, and it involves exploring the solar system, basically. It has a realistic map which attempts to be as close to real life and physics as possible, and looks like it's going to be one that probably won't get played very much, if at all. I would love to, but we shall see. It all depends on time and learning. It does have a solo mode, so I might try and get some games of solo in, and if I do, then I might try and film them, or at least report on them. But what I've got here is the core game and all 3 extra modules, just because, well, you know me, I'm a completionist. So on the back, you can see the map, which I've talked about. So let me just focus in on that. So there we are. As you can see, we've got the solar system, we've got the sun, and you've got all of the different orbits which you can use, supposedly and I think accurately mapped out based on reality, and you have to use energy and different drives, and there's politics, and yes, it's a very, very complicated game, which is which really excited me when I saw it on Kickstarter, and I wanted to have it because I figured that if I ever do get to play it, I will really enjoy it. It looks like my kind of like complex, deep game, which will probably take actually days to play. But that's cool, because, you know, if you've got that time, then why not? Move wisely and aim high to gain the profitable high ground in the coming exo-globalization. So it's kind of like how Elon Musk lives on a day-to-day basis, frankly. So there we are. That's the things that have arrived this week. Very, very cool. As I've said as well, I will do a proper unboxing of both of these things at some point in the future. But for now, I think they're going to go onto the shelf and they will wait for time. And time is what I lack the most at the moment. So yeah, we will see. But I'm very pleased that they've arrived and arrived safely, so it seems. I've had another delivery, which is really cool. This is from Prop Fox, from Tyler. And this will be the bits I need to do the finish off the farmhouse for Rosie's Railroad. And there's a lovely note that, thank you for your support, my friend. I hope you love this lot. So thank you, Tyler. Really cool. Link will be in the description below. I have the 28mm size of what I've got, but not the 20mm, which I need for model railways. So as last time, very well packaged. As you can see, a lovely little Prop Fox sticker saying thank you, and some wrapped in ribbon, which is a lovely touch. And tissue paper is something that I'm always keen on, because I reuse it. There we are. So here we have the doors, door handles and hinges, excellent. And we have Wow, that's a good looking pack. So what I ordered this time was the windows and doors that I need from the model railway, but also he's put a new pack together. Let me just finish rustling. There we are. He's put a new pack together, which is a drawbridge, an MDF drawbridge. So I won't go into that now. I will do a complete standalone video, and probably will put it on the vlog as well. But it will be a video on its own right about how to make this and showing you how painting it up and putting it together. But that's there, and it also comes with hinges, little metal hinges, and with chains. I mean, it's just high quality stuff, that, isn't it? But here we have the doors and the windows, which I'm really looking forward to. I've been waiting for so that I can finish off that build for the house. So I will get this done very soon, probably this evening. I don't have very much time now, but probably once Rosie's to sleep, I will have a look into this, and I'll bring you along for that as well. So that was a very brief unboxing of some more stuff. It's been a good delivery week this week, and this is something that I've been particularly excited to receive, and they look good. I think they should be the right size now, so that's really cool. Fingers crossed we'll be able to get that all stuck on and painted up on the houses, and then they can be put in actually on the diorama, or on the railway, not the diorama, on the model railway. How exciting. I have just opened up the packet of windows and doors that I got from Prop from Tyler, and he'd packed it like this. So I've got what I'd ordered there, and I thought, oh, I've got a bonus. I've got another 28mm, which is really cool because obviously I make a lot of stuff in 28mm. And as I opened it, this fell out. And look what he's done. He'd asked me what colour I was going to do the windows and doors, and I didn't even think about it and why he'd asked. And he's gone and painted it for me. How lovely is that? I've just said thanks to him on Discord. And yeah, cheers, seriously, Tyler, that's really touched me. Thank you so much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this packet, I'm going to pop them out, and I'm going to stick them on. So I'm going to go and get a picture of the farmhouse. But basically what's going to happen is one of the doors is going to go here, and then we'll have a window here and a window here and a window here, I think, as well. And then I'll make it up on the other side. So I think we'll have a window on the back and a couple here. So yeah, I'm going to get that done. I'm not going to film it because actually I've put my back out. We had a lot of trouble with the power this week, and I carried the generator a couple of times and it absolutely battered me. And today I'm in quite a lot of pain, so I'm going to sit down and take my time on this. I'm actually going to stick A Bridge Too Far on and watch that. And going to do far less hobbying than I was planning to do, but at least I'm going to get this done, and that means that I'm ready to put the glues in place and start putting fences up, so that'd be really awesome. Anyway, once again, Tyler, so touched. Thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate that. Such a cool thing to do. And yeah, everyone get over to the Prop Fox and go and order your stuff, because yeah, he deserves it, frankly. He works very hard on this, and they're really, really lovely bits of kit. So yeah, highly recommended. Really, what can I say but wow. Thank you again so much, Tyler, for painting them. That's made it so much easier for me. They have gone on absolutely perfectly, as you can see. That is exactly what I wanted. I've been able to put a back door on as well, which is cool. And I've put a couple of the non-shuttered windows there. So yeah, really, really, really pleased with how that looks. Cannot wait to get that situated on the layout. And yeah, brilliant. I can't recommend Tyler stuff highly enough. So if you want anything MDF, or these are card, obviously he's expanding his stock all the time, and if you want something, which I actually asked him for this, he made this for me at my request using my dimensions, and they're now available generally. So yeah, if you've got anything you really want, then you can probably ask him. He will probably be happy to design it and put it up for sale. So there we are, brilliant, very, very pleased. So now that can go onto the layout and be ready to set in place. And I'll be able to do all of the terrain around it. Excellent. Well, there we are. Even though it was a short week for me hobbying, it still managed to fill a half-hour video. I just can't help myself, can I? If you made it this far, thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. It's wonderful that people are interested in what I'm doing, and I hope that what I'm doing inspires you to make some stuff. It's the main reason for this channel is to give me some motivation, which it really, really, really does. I get so much more done since I've started the YouTube channel than before, but also to motivate other people, so motivate you watching to maybe pick up a paintbrush or make something out of some scrap materials that you have lying around, level up your playing field, your battlefield, or your model railway or whatever. Just give it a go. This is all about having fun, and that's what this channel is for, and it gives me a great deal of joy, I can tell you. So thank you so much for watching. You really do help me out there as well. You give me the motivation back. So yep, thanks for watching. I say it again, and please comment below. Make yourself known, don't be shy. I always reply, I don't bite, And I will wrap up, as I always do, by saying please stay healthy, stay safe and stay well.